Welcome back. Hope you're having a good morning. Well, the equity markets are set for a positive opening, but plenty of stocks to discuss. Nischal Maheshwari, CEO, Institutional Equities and Advisory at Centrum Broking, joins us on the show. Hi, Nischal. Good morning. Well, the big number that came post-market hours was Tata Motors. And as Sonia was telling us, those numbers look quite good with an upping of guidance at JLR. What's your view on the stock from here on? I mean, the stock has already seen a big outperformance. Does it go up further from here?
Morning, Nigel. I think, good performance from Tata Motors, actually. I think, what we have to actually keep on looking out for is basically a couple of things. One is obviously the cash flows. So they have been guiding for a strong free cash flow, basically. So I think that is one thing, basically, we have to keep on looking out for. And yes, at the moment, the numbers are strong. So one can keep on accumulating at these prices.
One can keep accumulating at these prices. All right, got that. The other stock I wanted to check with you was SBI. It comes out with its earnings tomorrow. And I was going through some estimates which indicate that the earnings are expected to be quite good. The asset quality is expected to improve further. Any thoughts on whether one should sort of load up on SBI before the earnings?
I think the market is pretty loaded, basically, already with the large bank. And so I think that's why these banks are not performing. Actually, if you really look at it, most of them are either equal weight or fully weighted or overweight on the banking sector. And I think the large banks constitute a large portion of everybody's portfolio. Now, having said that, I think, yes, I think SBI at these prices look attractive. The performance has been pretty strong for the last 2-3 quarters. And at least for a couple of more quarters, we don't see any issues basically happening. Yes, there will be a bit of a NIM compression, which is, I think, already factored in the market. But I think that is also bottoming out now. Basically, most of the bank results, which I've seen, I think they have been guiding that this is going to be the worst case scenario as far as NIMs, or this is going to be the worst or bottoming out of the NIMs in the current quarter. So incrementally, yes, I think at these prices, SBI looks attractive.
Nischal, hi, morning. REC PFC, if you have any thoughts, numbers came and they're strong, the guidance, etc., looks good. And after that, two other stocks, which I have little hope you have coverage on, but Jayaprakash, which has doubled in the last 10 days, and Idea, which is also bouncing around.
So you are right, actually. Morning, Prashant, right. We don't have coverage on both of them, basically, neither Jayaprakash, neither Idea. So I don't, very, very hard to make a call on Jayaprakash, basically, because I don't know what's really happening. But at least Idea, we know it's a distant third, continues to lose subscribers every quarter. The only good thing about Idea is basically that the postpaid still continues to remain pretty steady for them. And what they're losing is 2G customers and low-end customers. So that's why I think they are still there. But I think eventually we have to find a solution to that 60,000 crores of debt, basically, which is there, and the government outstandings. So that way, I think that is my view on Idea. I think if government steps in and converts the debt to equity, I think then it could be a good pick from these levels. But I think we have to wait for that. REC PFC, yes, good set of results, but we have to see whether you should be looking from these prices or not. Actually, I think the stocks have run up quite a bit. So I would be one basically to take profits from here.
But Nischal Maheshwari is still with us, so let's get him on board. Nischal, I wanted your thoughts on M&M Finance. Very good disbursal growth. It's coming at a 7-month high. But this is a company that has sort of been very volatile, right? With its earnings, with its business, etc. For a long-term investor, how are you looking at this stock?
Yes, I think the performance has been a bit of a seesaw, actually. I think every time we go aggressive and then we find out basically that there are challenges as far as the credit cost is concerned. So I think one has to be cautious here, basically, and it's more of a cyclical play. So one needs to be a bit cautious on M&M Finance. I think below 200, I think the stock is a good price to enter. But I'm saying the business, one has to be very clear that it's a very cyclical business which they follow.
Okay, all right, Nischal, what about Tata Steel? Yesterday it came out with a set of numbers the previous day. The stock started off lower because positioning was such that there was a lot of shorts in the system, but it ended mildly higher in trade yesterday. Your view on it, because quarter 3 is going to be under pressure. Europe is going to struggle, whether you're looking at UK or even the Netherlands. From quarter 4 onwards, you're expecting some uptake. So you're banking on the India operations. How do you view the stock at 117?
So I think both even the fourth quarter, we believe basically there's going to be a bit of a struggle basically because the international business still is going to be under pressure. They have taken I think out of the 11,000 crores, they have taken 5,000 crores of write-off. So what is going to happen to the next one? We need to see that basically. But I think at these prices, the stock seems to be sort of factoring in all these issues. And I think the domestic business still continues to look good. We are seeing domestic capex happening pretty strong. Yeah, you might be in a bit slower wicket given that general elections are around the corner and you might have some a month or two, a quarter or two delays basically as the elections in. But I think beyond that, the stock looks at these prices.
Okay, all right. Nischal, thanks a lot for joining in. Have a good weekend. Let's take a quick